When my husband, Tom, announced that he was giving our house to his brother Matt, I was completely taken aback and didn't understand his decision. I protested, telling him that he couldn't make such a significant choice without consulting me first, but he shut me down with a harsh response. His callous and dismissive attitude towards my feelings was the final straw, and I knew then that our marriage was over. My name is Sarah, and I am 32 years old. It has been 4 years since Tom and I got married, and while we had hoped to have children, it never happened. We briefly considered fertility treatments, but Tom ultimately decided that we didn't need kids to be happy, and I went along with his decision. However, our recent struggles have made me question whether we were ever truly happy. Tom's parents both passed away recently, and the grief has taken a significant toll on him. His father died of cancer, and his mother, who was already frail, soon followed. It's been a challenging time for both of us. We spend our days busy with their funeral and discussing the succession of their property. So it has been tough to find time to relax as husband and wife to add. I did feel he would slightly like this to begin with, but Tom believes that the husband is the boss of the family, and he's sometimes very strict with what he says at times. He would purposely make me look bad in front of others in his way of being modest because I am his wife and a member of his family. I do understand where he's coming from, but recently it's become so bad that he treats me as if I am a terrible wife, if I ever make the slightest mistake with house. He SCS me as if I've done something absolutely unthinkable. Before we got married, we worked together in the office and he was my boss because of this hierarchy. Even before entering marriage, I think Tom still has the mindset that I work for him, but that's not how marriage should. My wish is that he treats me better as his wife. However, not everything about him is bad. When we worked together, he left me in charge of projects for my own growth, but it would always be there if I needed him or made any mistakes. He would listen to any concerns that and I thought he was the man I could truly rely on. He would compliment me and say, "You did well." When we got through a project, he was so charming at work that I completely fell for him. The real reason that I decided to marry him was because he was there for me when I lost my uncle, who I was very close. We got married after dating for 1.5 years. I left the office and I'm currently working part-time while doing the housework as well. It seems Tom is busy with his work recently, and he often returns late. He often does overtime and usually comes home at around 9:30. He's a manager, so I know it can't be helped. Hope you didn't have too rough of a day today. I say when he returns home, however, there's no reply. Was for dinner. This is always the only thing he says. Oh, I met some curry. He ignores my reply. Beer and sits at the table. I hang the suits he threw on the floor and hurried legal to get some beer. He likes it freezing cold, and he is angry when it's not. So I have to put it in the freezer about 30 minutes before he comes home. He's not happy if it's actually frozen. So I needed to be careful of the timing. That's why I always get nervous when it gets nearer to the time of his return. He doesn't seem to give a care in the world about my worries, and once he finishes his dinner, he heads straight for a shower. I have to put, he's folded new clothes and towels in the bathroom once he's going. And clear the dishes that he just used. I never know what is going to make him angry today. He shouted, "Hey, Wise, there are no chocolate mint ice cream." I'm sorry. They didn't sell it at the nearby supermarket. He glares at me, head to the bedroom and goes to. He was never the type that chatted a lot, and we really don't have many conversations anymore. I'm sure he must be tired from work too, but I don't think we've properly spoken for about 6 months. However, I still have feelings for my husband. As I said, he comforted me when I lost my dear. Which is a reason why I still trust and rely on him so much. After my parents got divorced, while I was in middle school, I lived with my mom, but when I was a sophomore in high school, she became ill and sadly passed away after that. I lived with my uncle. He was like a father to me, and I loved him so much. He let me go to college, and once I started working, I would save up and take him to nice restaurants and buy him presents. I loved living with him and I am still so grateful to him. My dad was not a decent man, so to me, my uncle feels more like my father. However, my days with him didn't last. My uncle died of cancer too. I don't know whether it's genetic, but it was the same cancer as my mother's. I was devastated at having to say goodbye to him so early, losing my only family. I felt there was no one else that I could rely on. I was completely. There was so much that I still wanted to do with my uncle. I wanted to take him on a vacation to thank him for everything that he had done for a while. I didn't feel like I could even eat. It was then when Tom 11E came over to comfort me. He asked me why I was feeling so down, and when I told him that must been really tough for you. Thank you for working so hard at such a rough time. He was always a strict boss, but I felt saved by his warm and kind words. Since then, I've trusted him with all my heart, and even though he is strict at times, this has made me want to continue our relationship as a married. However, this is all about to change due to a certain phone call. The phone rings and it is from Tom's brother, Matt. It's nice to hear from you. Matt, what's up? I have something I want to tell Tom. Is he there? Matt didn't sound too cheerful and I become slightly worried. I hand a phone to my husband. Tom is very fond of his brother and he's always saying how proud of him he is. Matt graduated from the Ivy League University, works at a leading corporation and has an amazing personality. He truly is a wonderful guy and I can't understand why Tom would be proud. Tom seems so happy to receive the call from his brother. Thanks for the call. What's up? Until a moment ago, Tom was watching TV with no expression on his face, but now he lights up. However, I was worried about the tone of Matt's voice when I pick up the phone and my concerns become a reality. Tom's smile fades from his face and his voice on the phone seems. So are you okay? What on earth could it be? Got it. Don't push yourself too hard. And remember, you can always rely on me. He says and he hangs up. What's wrong? Matt got fired. What? I freeze at the sad and bad. I did hear that the company wasn't going too well, but I didn't think they would fire Matt. Of all people, Tom sits on the couch inside. I can't believe it either. Matt is kind and gentle and I hear he's good at his job. He respects me too, and when he heard Tom saying all food things about me, when the relatives gathered, he told Tom off one time. He even said, I'm sorry for my brother's rudeness and apologized to me. Matt got married last year and his wife seems nice and they are a beautiful couple. I would imagine that they would become a warm and caring family. That's why I am. To hear he had suddenly become a victim of corporate downsizing. I'm so worried. Is there anything we could do? I generally feel this way, so this is what I say. However, Tom has a stern look on his face and he screams, huh? What exactly do you think you could? You are just going to cause more trouble. So don't even think about doing anything. I'm shocked. I never expected he would say anything like this. This has gone too far. I snapped back at him. More trouble. What do you mean by that? Tom seems even angrier about this. All of this has nothing to do with. Keep out of it. You are just a housewife. What do you know? Nothing to do with me. We're family. You are my wife. You have nothing to do with Matt. I am shocked to hear this is what he believes. Even if he's upset, I cannot forgive him for saying something like, since then, Tom has gotten even more aggressive than before. I envy you as a housewife. You don't have any stress from work, and all you need to do is the housework, but you should care more about what you wear. You know, Matt's wife is always stylish. Tom used to say, Stop wasting my money on clothes and makeup. Which is it? Does he want me to try it look good or not? I gradually become more and more exhausted from these attacks from my husband. I could bury it because I still respected him, but recently it's become so bad if I say something wrong or even I say nothing at all. He's always irritated towards. We don't make eye contact anymore and we don't say a word to each other either. I began to wonder why I am even married to this man, and one day this is what happened. It's very rare to see Tom up so early on a day off. I wonder if he has some plants, and I see that he is packing some box. He's throwing items away into a garbage bag, as well as we haven't had normal conversation for a while now. I say nothing to him, although I am curious as to what he's up to, and then he sees that I am watching him and he says, "Hey, you helped me with this." I am surprised that he's speaking to me, and I replied, "Are you tidying your room?" However, his response is not what I had expected. "We're leaving this house." Huh? I didn't know what he was saying. "We are giving this place to Matt." We're what? What on earth are you saying? You can make decisions like that on your own. You can't make complaints to me like that. This is too much. Don't think you can threaten me like that and have everything go the way you want it to. Where are we gonna live? If we hand this place to Matt, we'll find a way. Have you spoken to him about this? I will. Exactly as I thought. I have no intention to believe that Matt and his wife want this for themselves. You have no idea how much trouble Matt is actually in. There's no point in doing this without him knowing. Shut up. You have no right to talk back to me. We are giving this house to my. If you won't agree, we are getting a divorce with this. The slight feelings that I had left for my husband completely disappear. Okay, then let's get a divorce. Hearing my response, Tom looks surprised for a moment, but he says, "Okay, I'm serious." You. And goes out. He returns soon enough and shouts, "Here are the divorce papers. Let's do it now." He throws the papers in my direction and I silently sign them. Okay. I'm submitting them and I go out to have them submitted. Once I am home, I see Tom continuing to pack his things in. It's done. I've submitted the papers. Okay. You pack your things too. Then with this, I replied to him, coolly, "What are you talking about? I'm not leaving." Tom looks furious. What? Stop firing around and unpack your stuff. I said we are giving this place to. He doesn't seem to understand, so I continue calmly. This house is in my name. You know this land was original. My uncle's. Huh? You're not saying you forgot, are you? I owned this place even before we got married. Hearing this, Thomas' face is turning. How are you going to hand over this house to Matt? What? It belongs to me. Besides, you never paid any property tax, did you? And you are speaking like this is your own house. You are the only one leaving. Now that we are divorced, it seems Tom finally understands the situ. Wait a second, Sarah, I'm sorry. Please, can you calm down? Excuse me. I'm completely calm. Thank you very much. You are the one who should be calming down if you think you own this place. Did you feel like you owned everything just because you were able to order me? I was grateful to you and I respected you. You know, you were there for me when I lost my uncle, and I could rely on you as a boss, but now you are just a husband that harasses me. Have you ever treated me properly? No. You treated me as if I were a house. And I can't stand it any longer. I never want to see you again. I'm not handing this house to anyone. You are the one that's leaving. You seem to have finished packing your bags, so get out of my house right now. If you're staying, I'm calling the police. Tom's in shock and he collapses on the floor after. He rents a storage room to temporarily store his boxes and stays at a business hotel. Soon after, I hear he rented an apartment and started living there as if nothing had happened. But some of my former colleagues are still close friends with me. Therefore, they know about Tom's attitudes towards me during our marriage. And everyone in the office finds out what happened between us, so no one trusts him anymore. It seems he's spending a rough time at the office. He's not doing well with his work either, and he's relegated to a department where there are hardly any important tasks to do. One day, about 1 year after the divorce, I am heading home from the supermarket and someone stops me on the street. It's my ex-husband. I tried to ignore him and continued walking, but he followed me. It's kind of creepy because he keeps saying hi and heys to me. He won't stop, and I got scared. So I said, "Please, can you stop that? What on earth do you?" I stop walking and look at him and he says something I had not expected at all. "It's all your fault. Excuse me, how my parents both died in a row and how my brother got fired. I don't understand what you're talking about. You jinx. You are the one who made terrible things happen to me and my family. How silly is this? I have nothing to do with that. It's been disaster after disaster ever since I married you. If I hadn't, I'll still be living a happy life." "Oh really? Then how about you getting a promotion while we are? Has that got nothing to do with our marriage? And what about Matt getting married to that lovely wife of his that also happened while we were together, right?" I am very calm when I say this. Tom has nothing to say back. Just because your life isn't going well, don't say I jinxed it and blame it all on me. If you are going to follow me any further, I'm calling the police with this. Tom drips his head and walks away. I post a restraining order against my ex-husband and decide to phone Matt. He starts the phone call with, "I'm sorry about my brother," and he explains what happened after our divorce. It seems he never said he wanted the. When he heard this from Tom, he was angry with him, saying he never asked him to do that, learning that we got divorced. He says he felt sorry for me and decided to put some distance between him and Tom. He says he felt that Tom would cause trouble again one day if he continued their relationship. I think the reason why Tom came to and said I jinxed to him was because his dear brother put some distance between them. I refuse to take responsibility for Tom's problems, as they are his own. However, there is some positive news to share. Matt was able to secure a general manager position at a new company despite being fired from his previous job. His experience and skills led to a higher salary than before. I am confident that I didn't cause any harm to Tom's family. When I informed Matt about the restraining order I filed against Tom, he agreed that it was the right decision. It's essential to be considerate of others and cultivate healthy relationships, something that Tom failed to do. Now he's left to face the consequences of his actions on his own. I view this experience as a lesson and plan to treat everyone with kindness and respect in my future encounters, including at my new workplace. It's unacceptable how Tom behaved, regardless of his job performance. I am grateful that I divorced him and hope to find a better partner in the future. Thank you for watching until the end. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to our channel. We look forward to seeing you in the next one.